Yep.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, I see you.
That's
We're
the
back
that's
at it.
that's that's the crew right there. You already know what it is. You know what I mean? If you don't know what it is, then get familiar. All right. First things first, we want to get all the formalities and all of that out the way. Yeah, see that, can you?
Nah, just
There
play
you
it on us.
go.
There
There
you
you
go.
go. There you
There you go.
go. There
Happy
you go.
New
There you
Year.
go.
That's
There you
right.
go. There you go.
Perfect.
All right, we in the building. We got all that the way. It's 2023 now. We in the building. Left-handed at RM Des on Twitter. That's Yada Bear right there. My code D in the house. The NFC East champion, number one seed, all of that. Philadelphia Eagles is in the building. And we are in your face and in your eye down in Sports Talk, man. Back for the 2023 season. We're doing what we do. What's up, Yada? What's good? Happy New Year. There you go. That's
Happy
what's
New
happening. What's
Year.
up?
Not much. Happy New Year. Enjoying the new year. Enjoying being number one.
Look at this.
Enjoying uh, getting ready to enjoy this wild weekend of wild card play. I get to sit back and relax and hoping that my quarterback is healing properly so that we can go ahead and get look forward to this playoff run. How are you feeling?
Um, you know, it's another year. The Jordan year, all of that. 2023.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing a lot of things change. A lot of things stay the same. A lot of things go back to the way things used to be a little bit. We're gonna get into that too. What we would like to see in 2023. All right. A lot of stuff to talk about. Y'all done mentioned the NFL playoffs, wild card weekend coming up. We're gonna talk some basketball too, because the weather is doing what it does, and it's basketball season and all that good stuff. So we get
Mm-hmm.
into that. Definitely Carlos Correa and you, man. We in the building, man. Chop it up with us on the the chat room. You know what I mean? We on Facebook, we on YouTube. All right, we on StreamYard. We making it do what it do. WNBA free agency. All right, we want to get into that a little bit too. Um, Shout out to Sonny Cruz. It was a long season. Salute to everybody who got down
Yes.
with the NFL game picks all season long. We rocked it out, right? 18 weeks and all that good stuff right there. It was really, really close. It was like I said it was going to be, like I knew it was going to be, like it always is. But this year we just instituted some points. So we can
Mm-hmm.
kind of like keep a gauge, a running gauge, a running commentary of what's going on. And Sonny Cruz led from pillar to post.
I
All
mean,
right,
from
I
day
was right there
one.
with him. Yeah, I was right there with him. And week 13, when we decided to turn up the heat a little bit, say pick some locks, you know what I mean, or pick upset special, people was throwing them in there, and those helped a lot. And some people, you know what I mean, it didn't help at all. But
Didn't help though.
the difference, yeah, the difference between the points, it was those picks and those locks, man. I mean,
Yeah.
damn, man, you know. So again, salute to Sonny Cruz. Get at me, man. You're gonna get your regular season down in Sports Talk trophy for the game picks of 2022-23. I got you. And of course, you got your jersey, and that shouldn't be hard to pick because you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. Just tell me who you want, and I got you. The playoffs. Are you kidding me?
Playoffs.
Yes, we're doing the
Playoffs.
playoffs down in sport. Absolutely. We doing the playoffs, kid. You already know what it is. So, it went down like this. The 2022 NFL game picks final standings. At number 6, Sean Strong with 270 points. He was 135 up and 103 down with one tie during the season. At
Mm.
number 5 was the ubiquitous Yada Bear, all right, with 304 points checking in, all right, for the season, 152 and 116 with two ties. All right, salute. All right, at number 4, Slate, my man Slate, came in with 305 points, 1 point more than Yada. Okay.
Mm.
His season was 152 and 101 with one tie. All right.
Mm.
And number 3, and she joined the party late. So if she could get 305 points and finish
Right.
at number 3, absolutely. She was killing it.
Yes, she was.
Kia finished 152 and 97. She didn't even lose 100 games. Right? She
Nah,
came in late.
hey,
She came in late, right? And dogged it
finished
out. So that's
strong.
why I said, man, come rock out with us. And number 2, myself, I had 335 points. I was 159 and 109 and 2 for the season. I got hot towards the end of the season. I
Yeah.
got hot, unexpectedly hot. I was like, oh, okay. That Raiders game, that one got me over. That was an upset special.
Yeah.
The Raiders and the Patriots, I think it was, when they did that wild play at the end.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that was an upset special I picked. So, yeah, so it's crazy. And Sonny Cruz, right? 340 points. He
Mm.
finished at 164 and 102 with 2
This guy,
ties.
this guy
Yeah.
had like insight from day one.
Yeah.
It was like week
Yeah.
one. He had the bat phone to all the NFL picks. It was like he couldn't pick a loser. Everything he picked was
Yeah.
winners. Even when he
Yeah.
threw in the little curve with the upset specials and the locks, he was
Yeah.
still
That's
killing
right.
it.
That's right.
I said, you know what?
Salute.
Can't shake it.
Yeah. That's right. That's what's up. So salute to Sonny. I got you, my guy.
Yes.
The playoff matchups. All right. You get your picks in for wild card weekend by Saturday at 3:00. The first game, you already know, Saturday at 4:30. But the playoff matchups are as follows. We got Sean Strong going up against Sonny Cruz. We got Yada Bear. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. 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 I want you.
Uh-huh.
You. Yeah. Yada
Yeah.
Bear left-handed. All right.
Yeah.
Then we got Slate and Kia. All right. Those are the matchups right there. You pick your squads, pick your teams, your matchups, your winners, and things of that nature. You can pick a lock and you can pick an upset special if you want. The same rules apply as in the regular season. All right. So I know it's gonna be crazy locks out there. I already can dig it. I can dig it. I see it already. You know what I mean? So
Uh,
yeah, we're going to talk about Wild Card Weekend before we get out of here. Absolutely, because we're going to go in depth. We're going to talk about each game, definitely which game we like, which game we don't like, and things of that nature. So again, salute to Sonny Cruz and
yeah.
salute to everybody who got down with us. The Twins,
It was fun.
everybody that got down. You didn't participate all season. It's all good. You participated once, twice, 3 times. It don't even matter. Salute to you. Word up.
Yeah.
Respect that. You know what I mean? And you know me, I gotta say something slick. Step your game up, man. Maybe it'll be greater later next season. You know what I mean? It'll be greater later next year.
There you go.
Let me give a shout out, a super extra strength shout out. I was on Twitter, and you know how sometimes you see some stuff on Twitter, and you're like, "Wow, this is dope." Penwood High School, all right,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's around your area in Pennsylvania. Penwood High
Mm-hmm.
School, their ladies basketball team. They were 0-8. Right? I was watching a video of the locker room after they won their first game. And when you talk about like, I guess like exuberance and happiness and just really just the fact of the matter that this can be done, you're winning the game after going 0-8, right?
Yeah.
Like some Tampa Bay Buccaneers stuff. You know what I mean? They were really like, they were emotional. They were all over the place, and I watched the video like 4 times. And it was really, really dope to see the young ladies really, really excited about, because you could tell in the excitement in the locker room how much work they put in. Because they were
Mm-hmm.
0-8. So they probably were working, and just couldn't get
Yeah.
over that hump. They finally did it, yo. So I reached out to Coach Mo Boykins. All right. And she said she would definitely come on. They have a game. They're in the game right now. I salute to Penwood High School. Salute to them. And Coach Mo Boykins, go get that number 2. All right.
Exactly.
And we gonna hold you. Yeah, we definitely gonna hold you down over here. So yeah, that was really really dope. And she said she's definitely coming on. She's gonna bring a couple of her team members on the show. So that was definitely
Okay.
dope. Yeah,
Yes, that was all
yeah.
that. That's
So
nice.
yeah. That was really really. That's like the dopest thing I seen all year. You know what I'm saying? But it was really really dope. And um Julito McCullum from The Wire will be rocking with Down to End Sports Talk. He's doing some real important filming right now on a project, but I've been chopping it up with him heavy. Shout out to Nick's Chatter. He said he would definitely come through and we could talk and chop it up. He said he got some things he want to say to you in regards to your Philadelphia 76ers. So, you know, you know what I'm saying? So that's going down. We got some things popping off for 2023 for Down in Sports Talk, man. A couple of
Nice.
other things, trying to reach out to some people. Go ahead. What's happening with you? What's happening with you?
No, not much. I definitely want to give a shout out to Damar Hamlin. It's great to see him
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
being released from the hospital in Cincinnati, being able to travel back to Buffalo. It's crazy, seeing something like that happen live on TV, and when you think that, wow, did I just watch someone lose their life, to see a week later them progressing in the way that they have and able to speak and socialize on Twitter and be coherent. They said that when he first woke up, he asked if they won. Like, that was his first thought, was, did we win the game?
Mm-hmm.
And it just, you know it's crazy that that happened. It could have happened anywhere. um thank God that it happened on the field, where he was able to
Mm-hmm.
get that immediate medical attention that saved his life. At the end of the day, the trainers and the medical staff on both teams, they basically saved that young man's life. So just want to give a shout out to him, and to everybody who support him and rock with him. And it was great to see the league come together and support him, and didn't make it just about football. It made it about him personally, about his life, and that was really good to see, because we all know how the NFL gets down.
Mm.
So it's great to see them in a positive light. So that's all I want to say about that.
And they gonna give him his full money for his
Yeah,
contract, which is which
yeah.
is which is dope. PR move. Eh,
It possibly could be, but truthfully, it was the right thing to do.
it was the right
And
thing to do.
like, speaking of that, like, it's crazy to think that when a player get injured and is placed on injured reserve, that they only get a portion of their money while they're on injured reserve.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's kind of wild, because I hurt myself on your dime playing the sport
Right.
that you're paying me to play, and I got hurt on your field. So now you telling me that you only give me a portion of my contract until I get off of IR. I think that's kind of wild, and I think that's something that
It
the
is wild.
player
Mm-hmm.
association needs to really think about and look at during their next rounds of negotiations. That health insurance for retired players, because like after 5 years of being retired, the NFL cut them off for health insurance. They
Yeah,
gotta
cut the pension
buy
off.
that on
Yep.
their own, which is,
Yep.
again, crazy to me too, that they think that
Yep.
these athletes don't get long term health care
Care.
after
Right. Right. Right.
putting their
Right.
their bodies through that for X amount of years. So I'm hoping that this is something that the Players Association, again, really take a look at, and really see that, hey, we need to hold these owners accountable for these players' lives after football.
That's right.
So, but we learn something new every day about the NFL, and for the Bills to um change, go through the process of changing and making sure that he gets his full pay this season, I think it was good. It will stand up for him. Was it a PR move? Who knows? But one thing I do know is that he's only 24 years old. I'm pretty sure he's going to try to return to football because
Yeah,
what
that's the
happened
thing,
to
right?
him
Yeah,
wasn't a football related injury. That's not something that was caused by football. It could have happened anywhere. It just happened to happen while he
on the
was
football
playing
field.
football. So, people like me and my friend we was talking about this earlier, and he was like, "Well, you think he's going to come back?" And I'm like, "Well, absolutely, he's going to try to come back." Now the question is how these teams are going to welcome him back into the fold because now you had this huge publicized incident.
Right.
Do they want to feel responsible about having you on their roster and something like this may happen again?
Happened again. Right.
So that's going to be the big issue. And then I also feel like the Buffalo Bills may feel obligated to bringing him back because of what happened. And when you look at his situation, he was like a 6th round pick. He was back up to Micah Hyde, who was injured.
Hmm.
So for a guy to be drafted in the 6th round at that position to battle his way onto the field, it's like he has to be, semi talented in that aspect. And also, it's like, do Buffalo want to risk bringing him back? Because it's going to be a risk. There might be something that may be on his physical, on his report now that something's going on with his heart, or this, this this issue that happened on the field. I just feel like Buffalo may be in a tight space, just like how the Colts was in a tight space between Chuck Pagano and Bruce Arians. You can't fire a coach who just beat cancer, even though the person who replaced him was way better. So now look at Buffalo. It's like you can't really release a player who battled back, beat death on the field. Can you? Like, and if
Um,
you do, would you look like the bad guy? You
I'm
know?
gonna say this: if I'm the Buffalo Bills, he doesn't go back on the field. Not for me. I give him a job in the organization. He can do whatever he wants in the organization. But I'm not. I'm not. No, that anything except for that. Because again, we're not. Again, what we saw was drama and serious and tragic enough where I don't feel like you want to risk that again because the kid was his heart stopped twice.
Yeah.
I don't want that on my conscience. If I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm like, hey man, listen, you got a job for life. Whatever, public relations, whatever. If you want to be an assistant coach or whatever, you got a job for life here. You just can't play football here. If you want to go play football, good luck. More power to you. I'm praying for you. But as far as you playing football here, I
Hmm.
can I get it that you're young. I get it that work your way back into shape and do it, and hopefully you can get back on the field. But
Hmm.
I wouldn't do it. Not me. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That's
wouldn't.
that's something that I really had to think hard on about that. Like, should he play? Like, I mean, almost same situation with Tua, him and his
Right? Yeah,
concussions.
with the concussion thing. Yeah. Do
Now,
you? You
now,
know what I
now with
mean?
that,
They
that's
starting to
a
pile up.
football related injury. These are
Uh
football
huh.
related injuries. But
Right.
now as we come into this wild card weekend with Miami having to play Buffalo, it's all up in the air. The question is, will Tua play? Should Tua play? I think he shouldn't play. I I truly think Tua may contemplate retirement. I think he really needs to really think about this because those concussions back to back, like
Mm-hmm.
he had three in one season.
Mm.
That's like, and we know
In a matter of
countless.
months, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we know countless of other concussions that he had through his collegiate days, high school, pee wee, like that go unaccounted for. For this guy to have three in one NFL season is mind blowing, and no pun intended, mind blowing.
I look
But
at you.
he should
Um,
definitely consider his life.
that's like the Steelers when they was doing the CPR after they got the sack. That was, I mean, again, you hear the day they forget about you 5 minutes later.
I
I
mean,
want to ask
the
a question.
Bengals did the same thing.
Yeah,
The
I
Bengals did
I,
it.
I want to ask a question. In regards to this playoff and this neutral field thing, I'm with Joe Mixon. Like, what is the deal? Like, I don't get it. Like, I mean, you earned that
I,
spot. Something happens where it's an unfortunate occurrence, almost like it's almost an act of God, almost. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I don't,
I'm like, what is this coin flip stuff? What is this about?
yeah, I'm not a fan of the coin flip and the neutral site. My thing is, look at the conference record. There has to be a tiebreaker somewhere. Look at the
Right.
conference record. Who has the better
And
conference record?
it's in the rule book. It's in the rule book.
Yes. So I don't get. Like I said, the NFL does weird shit sometimes. Like, and this is one of the weirds of where they have the rule in their rule book, but
Yep.
they neglect to go to the said rule book and follow their own rules.
Rule that they made up. Right. Right.
Yeah, like you
Right.
made this rule up for this particular
And
reason, for
and you know
in
what?
case of a
You know
tie.
what? You know what, Yada? It goes back to what you was talking about way back in the beginning. Way back when we started this mission of getting this good sports talk to these people. Are we being entertained?
That's
Because it
exactly.
seems like I swear to you, yo, I'm telling you, I watch
Hmm.
these games, I watch these
Yeah,
circumstances, and I watch how it turns out, and I'm like, hold up,
yeah,
hold up.
yeah. I mean, because all
Like,
right, where would the neutral site be between Cincinnati and Buffalo? We gonna have them playing Detroit.
that's a
They
dome.
want,
Both Buffalo and Cincinnati's cold weather cities.
yeah.
That's my
So
thing.
what they want to play in the neutral
We're
spot
gonna play at MetLife.
indoors? You know,
I
I
mean,
don't like it.
I didn't understand and get like I understand when you're trying to be be equitable and make it fair, but man, come on, yo, it is what it is.
The way
It
I look
is
at
what
it,
it is. I get it. Like
you
if I'm
treat that game
Cincinnati,
like a
and
tie.
they were the only ones to abstain from the voting when they did the voting for whether it was going to be like this neutral field stuff. They was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like I don't understand why the league just didn't treat that game as if it ended in a tie. So if it ended in a tie, then you look at the conference record. Who has the better conference record gets that spot. So if it's Buffalo, then it's in Buffalo. If it's
And it's
Cincinnati,
Buffalo.
then it's in Cincinnati.
It's Cincinnati. Say, what's the
Yeah,
difference? I mean, it's a moot point now because Kansas City has the number one seed. But I
yeah,
think that at the end of the day, all of that was just, and to me, Kim, it goes all the way back to, just conversation for conversation's sake. We know how this thing go. We've been watching this thing for years. All of a sudden now you twisted and convoluting the rules that you made up. You made the
yeah,
rule up. You put it in the book.
yeah.
Now the circumstance happens that you thought was never going to happen, right?
And now you don't want
You
to follow your
never have to
rules.
deal with, and you say, "Oh well, nah, that's not fair." What's fair?
Yeah, what
What's
they're
fair?
doing is
You
not
put
fair. That
yeah,
coin flip
yeah.
isn't fair.
You
It's
putting the
not
game in a
fair
dome,
at
or you
all.
putting the game in a warm weather site takes away from what? I remember when they played the game, it was minus 17 degrees below zero.
Exactly. You take away from the drama of the game. It's
Yeah, What you doing?
In Buffalo, it's -5 degrees. It may be a
Yeah,
foot of snow out there. All right, cool. It may start snowing during the game. All right, cool. I want to
make it
see that.
happen. That's right.
It's in Cincinnati. It's 2 degrees outside, and
Mm-hmm.
the field is ice. You know,
Right.
it's hard.
Wind blowing in from the river and all
Yeah,
that. Yeah, absolutely.
the wind is cutting you from the river.
Absolutely.
You might get some lake effect from the
Yep.
river.
Let's
You know,
go. That's right.
I need all of that during the playoffs, and they're taking that away from me. I enjoy watching football when it's cold and when it's snowing. Like, to me, that's some of the best games.
Those are the best games.
Yeah,
Those are, I
because
mean, again, and I don't know, man. And that's going to be another show for another time. But I just think that it's starting. I'm starting to like. It makes sense. This like this stuff is done for entertainment value. It's just some big, like they're sitting around a table and say, okay, these guys are going to win, and we're going to take this down to the last second, and this we're going to do this, and this is. And I hate to think that way, but I'm like, wow, this is too much of
now,
coincidence for this to be going down the way that it
yeah,
goes down.
yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
exactly what it
So
is.
yeah, absolutely. If anybody out there, y'all feel like that, y'all in the chat room or y'all on the Facebook or whatever, holla, just let us know what you think. I mean, is we've been sports fans for a long time, and I never ever even considered
Something new, right? Something new every time. This
it's
is
crazy. You
I
know,
never heard anything like this ever. Like,
it's
it
crazy.
feels made up. It feels
Yep.
so made up. But let's talk about the Tampa Bay
Yeah.
Bucks.
Yeah. Let's talk about
How
my
you
Buccaneers.
how you
How
feel
we
about
spit up the
them?
bit again.
Oh man, yeah.
This is I've been wait. I was waiting for tonight because we back in full effect, right? And I had kind of thought about what I wanted to say about the Buccaneers. And I'm gonna take a minute. I'm not gonna take long at all, right?
Take your time.
Let me get a drink of water for dramatic effect. This is the worst Tampa Bay Buccaneers team I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
I'm gonna say it again. This is the worst Tampa Bay Buccaneers team I've ever seen in my life. I've been around a long time. I've seen a lot of bad Tampa Bay Buccaneers football throughout the years. The 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the aughts. Well, we got a Super Bowl in 03, okay. Right? We got a Super Bowl 2 years ago, right? But in the meantime, in between time, I mean, 0-26, that was a combination of 2 years,
hmm
right? The first 2 years we were in the league, it's bad, very bad football. Fast forward to 2022, right? 8-9 as a division champion is unacceptable. Is nonsense. Is monkey shit. Excuse my French. This team right here, and I've been saying it for the last 2 years, since we got that ring down to Raymond James a couple of Februarys ago, right? They got fat. They got lazy. They got a ring now. They don't want no more. The only person that wants more is the guy that got 7 of them already. He's
True,
45 years old. I'm talking about Tom Brady.
true.
You got a
Go.
whole bunch of vets on this squad that play beneath their skill level. Mike Evans dropping passes. Leonard Fournette watching this kid, Rashad Davis, who was the best thing I think offensively this team had.
Yeah,
His running game is consistent. When he touched the ball, yes. Give him
yeah.
the ball. And Leonard Fournette is
Leonard can't
watching him
get
through on
back
the
on the
sideline.
field.
Yeah, that's right. Okay? Defensively, I'm not – where's Devin White? What happened to him?
Still looking for him.
Still looking for him. And please don't get me started on my secondary. I'm not. I'm gonna relax and fall back till later in the show we talk about the games. But my team, this team right here, never won when they were expected to win. Always lost when they was expected to win. Could never finish a game and get it done. The first half you're blowing them out, and you end up losing. The first half they blowing you out, and you end up coming back and losing anyway. The coach that you had, I don't want to call him an abject failure, but your reputation preceded you, son. You weren't handed the keys to a 68 Volvo, some Herbie the Love Bug shit. You was handed the keys to a nice, well-oiled machine. Undisciplined football, error-filled football, and defense is supposed to be your forte. Todd Bowles. We say names over here. We don't talk in riddles over here. Todd Bowles. I'm going to get on you, Byron Leftwich, in a minute. But it's really not all your fault, though. Because you only can work with what you work with. But Todd Bowles, you was handed the keys to a team. I wasn't expecting for you to go 15-2. But damn, you couldn't go 9-8? You couldn't win 9 games? And so you back into a division championship. And again, we're going to get into the games later because I really want to talk about this game. Because I got a lot of Cowboy fans out there that I'm going to get at y'all. But this was an abject failure as a regular season. 8-9 is division champions. I spit at that. I spit at that. But I will say this, though. We got a chance to see those cats over there. Because the road to the road to where we got to get to in Arizona goes to these cats.
Yeah, come. And
I think that
I-95.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm gonna be saying, yeah, that's what it is. But we'll get into that later on down the line. But I just wanted to say my Buccaneers team. This is the worst Buccaneers team I've ever seen in my life. If you know me and you rock with me, you've been rocking with me these last decade plus. Man, you know I go hard in the paint for my Buccaneers. Right? When you're right, you're right, and when you're wrong, you're effing wrong. And you've been effing wrong this season, yo. And proof is in the pudding. Am I right or am I wrong, Yada? 8-9. What you want me to do with? What do I do with that?
You can't do nothing about it. Like,
and listen,
that's a losing season.
Is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers division champions shirt for to have that record on it? 8-9. I bet you it don't.
Oh, it definitely won't have that on there at all.
That's my point. There you go.
It's gonna say division champs.
Division champs, and you gonna act like you want? Yeah, absolutely. So that's my thing. I feel like a lot of work needs to be done. We'll talk about that later on in the show. But I just feel like my Buccaneers, we had a very disappointing season. They could have been much better. I think we gave up the GOAT a lot. You know what I mean? Tom Brady, he's at fault too. All right, because he was throwing some Peyton Manning type ish out there sometime during the season. All right, so we're not going to ignore that either or excuse it. But we're going to talk some more football later on in the show. NBA. Your Sixers. What y'all looking at? Because I want to talk about the Knicks because I'm going to call out my man Julito. I'm going to call him out. But what's your Sixers looking like?
We're cruising. Right now we're blowing out the Pistons. But right now we're sitting at the 5th seed, Maxey just really, getting his legs back under him, coming back from their broken foot. We're doing a lot of load management with Joel, keeping him healthy. He's been, playing around with little nicks here and there. But, just trying to keep him healthy. So he came back. He's playing tonight. We're in a good spot. We're in a real good spot, especially now since, right on cue, Kevin Durant is hurt again. With the knee injury. So right on cue with that, Kevin Durant is out for at least
Anthony Davis of the East.
Yeah, so he's out right now for at least 2 to 3 weeks till he get, reevaluated, most likely it might be a month, it might be 2 months. Who Nobody knows what this guy. This guy,
Who
he gets hurt
knows,
so
right?
much now.
Right.
So now with that happening, and when we look at the East, the top two teams still the Bucks and the Celtics. Bucks Celtics doing anything, but Sixers. It's still early. You know, it's it's only it's only January. We still got the trade deadline's about to come up. All Star about to come up. So the season's still fairly early. To me, the NBA season don't really start till after the All Star break anyway, because that's when everybody start
That's right.
playing
That's
for
right.
positioning for the playoffs. So right now, like I said, we're sitting at 5. Most likely, we'll move up. Surprisingly, Cleveland has been balling like crazy.
They've
You
been
know,
consistent. They've been very consistent
they've
all year
been
long.
extremely
Absolutely.
consistent. So having Donovan Mitchell there, really have increased their productivity there. I mean, my man just dropped 71 points the other day,
Hmm.
what was crazy. Um,
But they stink on the road, though. They stink on the road.
they do stink on the road, but at home they are
Yeah,
a juggernaut
18 and 4.
at home.
18 and 4 at home.
So they have been a surprising team in the first half, but like I said, second half of the season, that's where we start to weed out the pretenders, and the contenders start making themselves really known. Um, how you feel about the Knicks?
Um, over 500. Can't really complain. But I think that, this is where we're going to be with 7th seed right now. But before I get into the Knicks, I want to say this to all the basketball fans out there. What's today? January what?
Ninth? No, the 10th. It's the 10th.
Right? We got at least 3, 4 solid months of
Exactly.
basketball remaining.
Exactly.
So today's 7th seed might be the 3 seed in March. You know what
Exactly.
I'm
Today's
saying?
fifth seed could be the
So
first seed in March. Like I
right.
said, like, it's so much.
And that's why I really, don't get it twisted. Like I don't, I know my stuff, but I don't really get hyped and charged about the basketball thing. Like y'all just said, like the All Star, let the All Star break happen, let the trade
Yeah.
deadline happen.
Let the trade
Then these
deadline.
teams can develop their chemistry going into the playoffs. Because now you're talking about these guys talk about, oh, who's going to make the finals? It's October. It's
Can,
Christmas. What are we?
can we
What?
get through the first
This
half
is
of
what
the
I can't.
season
I can't
first?
get jiggy. I can't get jiggy with that, yo. I can't
Yeah,
get jiggy with it.
me
I
neither.
can't.
Like when people want to point out early MVP stuff like that.
Right?
Can we get to the All Star break first? Can we
Yeah.
get the trade
Can we get
deadline
some
first?
games in? Like what?
Yeah,
What is? And then and here's the thing. They don't even stand on that. Yada. They'll say,
no,
well, so and so is the MVP, and it's Veterans Day. And then when they're the guy that they chose in November to be the MVP is like ninth in the vote, and you don't hear a peep from them.
nah,
They
nothing at
said
all.
so firm in that. Well, he scored 30 points. He's averaging this and that. He was the player of the week. So what? So
Yeah, is
like
they have different
I'm just
players of the
saying,
week
man. I
every
mean,
week.
you have the right to fan out how you want to fan out. You
Yeah,
have the right to do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, what you
still so
said in
much
November,
basketball.
you should stand on that in June. If you said that in November, then stand on it in June. That's all.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
And if you feel
It's too much.
otherwise, please holler, please,
Oh, definitely.
because
Definitely come through and
I
say.
need yeah, because I need to understand why. Is it just that the thing to have something to talk about for like current event type shit? I get it,
Maybe,
but y'all
maybe.
feel like that's to
And
get
my
into
thing
June.
is, yeah. And my thing, if you want to talk about something current with the NBA, all right. Well,
Uh,
then let's talk about the fact that LeBron is almost like 450 points away for breaking Kareem's record. That's
Yeah, or we could
something.
talk about why the scoring is going through the roof. Everybody's getting 90 points a night. Yeah, we could talk about
I,
that.
I mean, there's
Absolutely.
no defense. There's no defense. Right? I'm watching the Sixers game right now. It is the
Uh-huh.
beginning of the fourth quarter. We're up 113 to 84.
Mm.
There's no defense in the NBA anymore. Defense has been eliminated. Like you said, scoring has been going up so much.
Yep.
Um, Luca been having multiple 30, 40, 50 point games. We just mentioned Donovan Mitchell has 71 points. Joel Embiid, for a minute, he was going on a rip of having 35, 40, 50 point games. It's like
Yeah. That game he
there's
had
no
59
defense.
and 11. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like where's the defense? There's no defense in the NBA anymore. Nobody plays defense. Everybody just play offense. Everybody chuck up a million threes,
Mm.
and everybody is a jump shooting team right now.
Right.
And there's no hardcore defense. There's like what happened to the days where the final score of an NBA game is like 78 to like 84, something like that.
Right.
Nobody hit 90 points,
Right.
or someone barely hit 80 points. But now it's like
Right.
you hit 80 points in the third quarter. Some
Talk
teams hit
about it.
80
Talk
points
about it.
almost at
That's
halftime.
right. Talk about it.
So it's like the whole league has now transformed over to the Mike D'Antoni's and Steve Nash style of play, where it's just run and gun. We're gonna put up the most points. If I put up 133 points, I just got to make sure that you don't put up 134. I got to keep outscoring you. So if they want to talk about
Is it
basketball, we could talk about that.
is it a factor that maybe they're calling less fouls? Are you noticing that they're calling less fouls?
They calling. I say they're calling less fouls. They don't call travel calls like that.
Right.
They don't call palming the ball like that, because I know a certain player in Ja Morant. He palms the ball every time he has the ball in his hands. I remember um, a game where they called that on Iverson a million times,
Right.
palming
Yeah.
the ball.
Right.
And this kid, John Moran, he palms the ball all the time. They don't call that. They don't call any traveling calls. They barely call any fouls. The only thing that they call consistently is defensive 3 seconds.
Yeah, yes. I was gonna say, guess what they call it? Yep. Let's take a wild
Defensive
guess.
3 seconds.
He's stupid. Let's take a
They
wild
always
guess.
call
Yep.
defensive three
Defensive
seconds.
3 seconds. That's right. That's
Because
right.
because that defensive 3 seconds, that just add more points to the game. Because you see the tech, you should shoot
And
one free throw and you get the
everybody gets a
ball.
technical. Absolutely. Everybody gets a technical.
Everybody gets a
You know
tech.
what I mean?
You can sneeze in the direction of the ref, and they'll give
And
you a
they'll tee
technical
you up.
foul.
That's right.
They'll give
That's
you a
right.
technical foul for arguing with your own teammate. I seen that.
You're a technical foul
How
arguing with your own teammate.
Yeah, how you get
Yeah,
technical
man. It's
foul for
crazy.
arguing with your own teammate? You get a technical
Mm.
foul for clapping, walking
It's,
away, clapping. You get a tech for that. So it's like everybody's
and that
getting
leads
tech.
and that leads back into my question. Y'all, do you know what I'm getting ready to say? Are we not being entertained? I hate because for the reason why I say this again towards basketball, all the big name guys, your Embiid, your Lucas, your Donovan Mitchells, you know what I mean? All those guys are the ones with the big numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does the ball has to be in their hands. You want to see those guys score. You want to see those
Of
guys
course,
have triple doubles. The Jokic's and those guys. You want to see them have triple doubles. So
of course.
is the objective to get the ball in these guys' hands so they can entertain these fans, so they can put fannies in the seats, so they can sell all these tickets and sell all these NBA
Lead
things on
passes and
TV
stuff
and
like
stuff
that.
like that.
Oh,
Like
of
it's
course,
killing me. This is killing me, yo. All
of
this shit
course,
looks like
because you don't.
it's contrived. Like for real, for real.
it's 100% true because you. It's funny that we're talking about this because I made a point the other day talking to my
Uh-huh.
friend, and I said to him, I said, is it bad that I don't want to watch this game because Joel's not playing? And when they played Detroit in Detroit, and he was like,
Right.
no, because you want to see your stars play. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, and I thought about that when he said that, and I said, that's what the NBA is about now. We want to
Yep.
see our stars play, and we want to see them score. So we want to see our
Yeah,
stars score
absolutely.
more
That's right.
points, which is why the scoring is going up. It's very similar to baseball with this upcoming baseball season. We're going to see scoring increase in baseball. With all the changes, eliminating the shift is to me the biggest rule change that they made in baseball. That and the pitch clock. But that shift, eliminating the
Yeah.
shift, oh,
That's shit some bullshit.
yeah, that right there
And
is going
listen,
to
and now
sports.
that's a perfect segue into things that we like to see in 2023. What I would like to see, and I'm gonna keep it on the baseball topic, and I'm gonna keep it
Mm-hmm.
in the idea of the shift. I would like to see more bunting. These cats don't know how to bunt. These cats don't know nothing about situational baseball. Get your head out of the book. Get your
Yeah,
head out of the analytics and go out there, have
and play
fun,
baseball.
and play the game. That's what you do.
Um, I think
Mm-hmm.
taking away the shift is a way for them to counter teams that work based off of analytics, based off the
Okay.
numbers.
Okay.
I think that we will see an increase in bunting because now baseball is going to be more strategic now. People thought it was more strategic with the shift, but now without it, it's going to be more strategic because now everybody's in play. Everybody, the whole field is in play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
Um,
understand. Go ahead. I
these
understand.
the pitches now, the pitches are absolutely extremely important now.
Mm.
Not only for throwing strikes and balls, but guess what? You have to feel.
Look, field your position.
You got to feel the position now. So, with you saying you want to see more bunts, I think we will see more bunts. Um, I think we want to see a lot of that happening in spring training. We're going to see a lot of teams try to work with that,
Mm-hmm.
situation of baseball. Like, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna lay down this bunt, see if we can move these players around and see who can bunt and who can't bunt. Um, like I said, I feel like scoring is going to increase. Um, I think it's going to, I think it's going to help, and I think it's going to bring the fun back to baseball. I want to see more stealing of the bases.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I want to see in baseball. I
Okay.
want to see.
Yeah, Ronald Acuna, like 37 steals leading the National League is a joke. I'm
That's
sorry.
a joke.
That's a joke.
That's
That's a joke.
listen.
That's a
Barry
joke, yo.
Bonds, when he would play for Pittsburgh, he had 30 steals in like the first 30 games.
Right? You know what I
You
mean?
know?
And we're not even gonna get into Ricky Henderson and Willie
Yeah,
Wilson
like
and Vince Coleman. We're not even gonna get into them. But 37 steals leading the league is a joke.
yeah, so
That
yeah,
that
I
that's
definitely
that's
want
a
to see
joke.
more steals.
Um Again, what I would like to see in 2023 is again more situational baseball. Again, they changed the rules where the shift's not going to be allowed. The pitch clock is going to be utilized. Relief pitchers have to face a minimum of 3 batters, which I think is a dope rule.
That
Okay, because I got tired of seeing Dave Roberts walk out to the mound every 5 minutes. I got tired of that. So
yeah, you go out
again,
and
I
face
think
one batter and then your day's over. Like,
and,
get
and then
out of
go get the
here.
other guy because
Yeah, like
the
get out of
analytic book
here.
says the analytic book says he hits lefties better than he hits righties, so I got to go switch the
Yeah,
pitcher again. Yeah,
like
it's crazy.
get,
Um, I want to see. You know what I would see
And all
less
that
of?
do is and that just slows down the game. Like I need to see the game speed up.
Right,
I need to
right,
see
right,
the
right.
speed of the
Absolutely.
game
We want to see that
increase.
too. We want to see the game speed up. Um, I want to see as far as football. I want to see these referees stop throwing these invisible ghost flags to be on TV.
I need to see these referees be held accounted for.
Let's go. All right, let's
Um,
go.
I need some accountability for them missing key plays that determines the outcome of games.
Let's go.
A ref should
Absolutely.
never be a defining factor if team A or team B wins or lose. And when they make a terrible call, they need to be held accountable for that terrible call because you can't just say on Tuesday, oh yeah, that call they missed that pass interference call, they missed that roughing the passer call, where when you miss those calls, that can determine if I lose my job or not. Coaches get
Mm-hmm.
fired for calls like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cliff Kingsbury just got fired. You know,
Yeah,
they thought
yeah.
that this guy was
Arizona
gonna,
Cardinals. Mm-hmm.
yeah, they thought this guy was gonna be, revolutionize, the head
Him
coaching
and Sean
position in
McVay.
football.
Right,
He ain't
right,
showed me nothing in that. You know what he
right.
showed me? He showed me he should have never left college.
In the first place.
Again,
Right.
some people it's not meant to be an NFL head coach.
And like even like Sean McVay, a couple of years ago, he was the offensive genius. He was the guy that was going to revolutionize
Yep.
the game. Now he's about to be out of a job. So again, life comes at you fast. But the things I would like to see in 2023, I would like to see these kids earn that NFT money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Excuse me, the NIL money, earn that
Mhm.
NIL money, name, image, and likeness. All
Mhm.
right, just don't go out there and say, okay, I'm gonna score 40 touchdowns, and then you get hurt or you have a case of the fumbleitis, and then you start losing your endorsements, and now you want
Yeah.
to hit the transfer portal. All right.
Yeah. I
Um.
um well I would like to see more female athletes get NIL deals.
Okay. Yep. That's right.
Um
Absolutely.
I would like to see not just female basketball players, but volleyball, softball, hockey, swimming, track and field,
hmm
gymnastics. I would like to see more of those athletes, female athletes, get NIL deals. Um, I would like to see less players in the transfer portal.
mm
Less.
mm.
Um,
Yeah.
I feel
That's a
like,
thing. The transfer portal is kind of like the hot thing right now. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, it's gonna. Absolutely. I hear you
it's
on that.
becoming oversaturated. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you have
Mm-hmm.
one bad season, or your team had one bad season, and you're ready to leave.
You're ready to
Like,
leave.
I get it. I know coaches leave and stuff like that, but these players now are now taking advantage of this. Just because you had one bad season, now you ready to jump ship, go in the transfer portal, and try to get a better situation. I get it, but sometimes it's being overused, and I think it's starting to become more about the transfer portal and less about the new recruits coming in.
Mm. Another thing I like to see in 2023, and I'm about to make my buddy over here kind of tight with me. Um, the WNBA's Player Association talked about three potential destinations of expansion teams: Nashville, Toronto, and the Bay Area. That don't sound like Philadelphia to me. Um, they said other names that could be rumored around included Columbia, and Philadelphia. So Philadelphia's in the mix. But Nashville,
See,
Toronto, in the Bay Area, so that's what San Francisco, Oakland, like those are the potential joints right there.
See,
The
and and, and,
Philadelphia is
and
an afterthought.
and this is again my issue with the WNBA and the NBA, because why would you go to a city that don't even have an NBA team? So you put a WNBA team in Nashville where they're not gonna get any support at all because they have no backing of an NBA team. And then you overlook Philadelphia once again, one of the original cities that's a basketball mecca,
Mm-hmm.
pro, amateur, college, and we are an afterthought. And then to go to Toronto, like Toronto,
Right.
like I can see the Bay Area if it's San Francisco with Golden State. Okay, I can see that. I have no problem with that. But my problem is you'll look at Toronto and Nashville before you look at Philadelphia and Boston. Two of the original cities where basketball was played professionally. Like I just don't understand, and I don't understand the WNBA thinking, and I don't understand the NBA thinking. Like why are you going away from these basketball cities? I just don't get it. I don't know. Uh, I'm just gonna leave that where
Mm.
where that's at right there.
Yeah, I think that there definitely should be an NBA a WNBA franchise in Philadelphia, just on the strength of just the history. You know what I mean? And I think it would be very, 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 very viable, and I think the people would really, really go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, what else? What else you want to see in 2023? We want to see these black coaches. You know, there's a lot of jobs in the NFL about to pop up or popping up already. Can we get some soul on the sideline? You know what I mean? Um, and really, you really don't have any leg to stand on or any excuse now. You hire Jeff Saturday. You know what I mean? He couldn't even keep a 33-0 lead. So again, Eric Bieniemy can't do any worse. You know what I'm saying? So again, and then you're gonna make Lovie Smith a scapegoat in Houston. You know
Well,
what is
that's
these
what
dudes doing?
Houston does. Houston, it's a terrible friend. You know what? Lovie Smith should be fired. You know why? Because why in the world would you win the last game of the season?
Right, when you can get the number one draft pick.
Why would you? Why would you win that game? It makes no sense at all. Makes zero sense. You won 3 games the whole season. Why go out with that win? Was that
Mm.
win that important? Was that the win that was going to save your job? No, the loss probably would have saved your job because you would
It's
have the
the
number
loss for
one
the same
seed.
job. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you would have the number one seed, especially for a
Yeah.
franchise that's been in the bad spotlight 4 years. You have no quarterback. You have you have so many spots on that team that you need help with, and you said, you know what, we're going to end this season with a bang. We're going to win. We're going to win this game. We're going to win it. And by winning, you are a loser.
Yeah.
Now
While winning, you're a
Chicago,
loser.
yeah, now Chicago holds
While
the
winning,
number
you're a
one.
loser.
Yeah, now Chicago holds that number one
Yep.
pick. You
Well,
know,
yeah, I
so
can dig it. I can dig it.
all right,
Um,
go right ahead.
yeah, so that's pretty much it. And we're gonna, continue that vibe throughout the year, things that we'd like to see. Um, what I like to see is them stop passing Carlos Correa around like a 1990s blunt. Right?
I need them to stop. That's because Carlos Carrera is rolled with some Reggie.
He rolling with
Reggie,
some backyard boogie.
yeah, that's
He
why they
rolling with
passed
some
him
headache.
around. Yo,
He rolling with some ooh wee.
it's crazy. So when we started out the free agency portion of the of Major League Baseball and MLB, once the season was over, yeah, all these top tier shortstops out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Trey Turner's, Carlos, out there, all these big time names. The San Francisco Giants, they need one of these players. They need this guy, right? So they sign up Carlos. They snatch him. What was it? 13 years, 350 million. They was giving this man everything. And then they did
Mm-hmm.
something that's called a physical. And it seemed
Yep.
like an old injury that hasn't bothered him for years. Granted, he got drafted in 2012 by the Minnesota Twins. Played there a couple of seasons, and then it's been majority of his time in Houston. Now, when he was in Houston, he got a little injury here and there, but it was nothing with this leg, this lower right leg injury that now is haunting him and caused him to lose like $150 million.
Yep.
So it didn't work out for San Francisco. San Francisco is still looking for that piece because they let everybody pass them
Yep.
by.
They had Aaron Judge, couldn't keep him.
They had everybody, and then they have nothing. So then, out of nowhere, out of left field, here come the Mets scooping in, being super saver ho. 12 years,
Super Saber Ho. All right.
315 million. And then the Mets, do what the Mets do best. Say, oh, wait a minute, we
Is
don't like
F
what
it up,
the
right?
yeah, we don't like what this physical is showing us. What the
Right.
same physical that the
That
Giants
right.
saw?
Right.
So like, what was the difference between that physical and you guys signing them and then say, oh, wait a minute, I don't like the physical. What? And then this was going on for what, like a week or so. It's like, is
Mm-hmm.
he
Mm-hmm.
signed? Is he not signed? What's happening here? And then here comes Minnesota Twins. Say, hey,
Right.
hey, Carlos, you could come back here for half the years and a lot less money. You can come back
Reminds me,
6 years
of an old Grand Poobah record. What goes around comes back around again.
for less money. 6 years, 200 million. And
Man.
I'm guessing pending physical. Is it going to be a
Right. Hey,
new
did you see
physical?
that?
Is
Did
it
you
going to
see
be a new
that?
physical?
That was the part that had me laughing. That was the
Yeah,
funniest part of the whole shit. Pending
pending the
physical.
physical. Like, what
Man,
physical is
ain't
going
that
to
what
do?
got you here in the first place?
Is it going to be a new physical? Like, they're going to have a new doctor do the
Right, like,
physical?
but you know what though? The homie, my big homie at MLB, he was like, "Yo, you know what happened? Like, listen, this is the deal. Okay, if you're the Mets and you're offering this guy 300 and some odd $1 million, you want a very detailed um explanation of his physical history, right?
Mm-hmm.
$300 million. That's a lot to invest
Yeah,
in to do. Now, if you're investing $200 million, some stuff you might that you know didn't
yeah.
wouldn't
Like,
let. There's some stuff you might let rock for $200 million. You know what I mean? So again, that's how he explained it to me.
but
three hundred
it
million
still
dollars,
don't make
you're going to
sense
go under a lot
because
more scrutiny than
yeah,
two hundred million.
but my thing is, if the Giants said, "Oh, pump the brakes," his physical look a little shaky here about this
Mm-hmm.
this right lower leg injury that he had way back when that hasn't come up at all. When he
Right.
all the years he played in Houston,
Yep.
we never heard of seeing any type of injury because pertaining to his right leg. Now
Mm-hmm.
when he did have an injury, it was not the leg at all.
Right. Right.
Again, last season in Minnesota, no issues at all, none at all. But all of a sudden now, this injury from I don't know what from his college days or even
I think it
high
was
school
like
days.
2012, 2014 or something like that. It was a long time ago. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
the beginning of his career, like
Of his career, absolutely.
2012. Like, come on, that's 10 years ago. He had his
Yep.
injury 10 years ago. He had been playing lights out, consistently, really good
One
baseball
of the
for
faces of the league. Yep.
yep
One. Yep.
for a good 6 to 8 years straight.
Absolutely. Yep.
Now, when it's time for him to cash in and get that big payday, y'all jumped at him, got him, and said, "Oh, wait a minute. Well,
Wait a
that
minute.
injury from 10 years ago,
Wait a minute.
when you was 18, is an issue. Even though
Yeah.
you're only 28, you're still very young. You still have a lot of years left in you, and you haven't re-injured that leg in 10 years. But you know what? It's okay. We can do good. We can do better without you. We're going to take our money back and let you go somewhere else. Well, you know what? Thank God that he didn't stay with the Mets and he's back in Minnesota because I don't got to deal with that. I don't got to deal with Carrera up in New York. That's not my problem. I don't got to deal with that, him being in San Francisco. I don't got to deal with that. I only
I
got
hear
to see
you.
this guy. I only got to see him once.
Right.
You know,
Right. That's right.
I only got to
That's
see this
right.
guy once. But
And
it's just
I think
crazy.
that that's just an indictment of where we are, man. Like, I hate to say it, Yada, but I'm gonna say it one more time. It comes back to what we talked about in the very, very beginning.
Yeah,
The almighty dollar, the
yeah,
entertainment value. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, we want to get the most bang out of our buck. You know what I mean? We're the ones who pay these guys salaries, the fans, the hard pay, the blue collar people and stuff like that. So how do you appease us? You know what I mean? And in the meantime, try to win a championship at the same time,
yeah.
right?
It would have been it would have been better business for baseball if he was a Met because that just bring more drama to New York.
I mean, you know what? This will never be a Mets town. I don't care what nobody say. But if you had Carlos Correa in that lineup, it'd have been like
Exactly.
19, it'd have been like 1986 all over again. But the only
Yeah.
difference would have been that the Yankees would be good because the Yankees was trash in '86.
Yeah, so it would have been crazy, but uh, like I said, thank you to the baseball gods for letting the Mets be the Mets.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
let them
Let the
self
Mets
destruct.
Mets.
Let
That
yeah
Mets
they
was Mets.
the Mets just out Mets themselves
Right.
with
Try to
that
be
lead.
greedy. Try to,
Yeah,
the eyes is bigger than his stomach.
that's
The
exactly
owner
what
said,
it
"No, look,
was.
I'm getting this guy. I don't care what happens." But somebody was like, "Hey, look, check this out. I don't know, man. You might be getting some damaged goods right here." Now he like, "Oh, damn,"
Yeah,
because
because
he just knew when October rolled around, they was gonna knock the
oh
Yankees off the back page. He just
oh
knew it.
listen,
Nah, son.
they knew it, but the thing like when they did the calculations of the salaries and they seen that this guy was going to have them paying a nice hefty luxury tax to have him in there, they was like, oh wait a minute, let's look at that.
Right after we just
Let's look
paid
at
for
that physical
Verlander.
again. Let's look at that physical
Right.
again. They're
Right.
like,
Right after we just paid for Verlander. We just gave Verlander $200 million.
this old guy
Yeah. You know
who
what I
got to
mean?
play
So
defense.
So again, it's about the Mets trying to compete with the Yankees, which is never going to happen, no matter how many nice pieces they have. But again, going into the 2023 season, the Mets won 100 games, had a playoff series at home, and couldn't get the job done. So don't
And
you know what I
good
mean?
job
Again, you could
done.
get Carlos Correa, you could get Chick Correa, you could get Chickpea, you could get whatever you want to get. You're not messing with the Yankees, son. Word up. Um, WNBA free agency, right? It's some very interesting names on this list of free agency. I see Breonna Stewart. I see Naneka Ogwin McKay. Hope I said
Hmm.
that right. I see Candace Parker. I see Diana Taurasi. I see Tina
Yeah.
Charles. I see Courtney Vandersloot. Brianna Jones. Emma Messiman. Azura
But you know what
Stevens.
you but you know what you're saying?
Uh huh.
A lot of the older players,
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, Tina Charles,
a lot of
Taurasi.
the
Yeah,
older players
Candace
are
Parker.
available.
Yep,
Hmm.
because their resume is like this long.
Exactly. So now it's like, I mean, it's hard to. It sounds bad, but I mean, out with the old and with the new,
I mean, when
especially
you look
with
at it like that, I mean, Brianna Stewart's 28. You know
yeah,
what I
but
mean? She
Brianna
about to take the
Stewart,
prime of her career. You know what I
but
mean?
Brianna
So
Stewart, body
yeah,
is
been through it,
38.
right? Been through it. Yeah, yeah, been
Yeah,
through it.
like
Yeah,
her age, like she's 28, but her
yeah.
knees are 38.
But
You
I
know,
think that Seattle Storm situation, they've been good for a long time. But I think Sue Bird is retiring.
yeah,
And
it's
they
it.
use their money, they use their core designation on Drew Lloyd.
Yeah,
So I don't know how that situation is going to look. But as far as like when you have Naneka and you have like Candace Parker, I mean those at this point in the game, they're just nice veteran pieces to have. You know what I mean? Of course, you're gonna probably have
yeah,
to pay through the nose to get them, but
yeah. And then when you look at it, Candace Parker is 36.
mm-hmm.
You know, she got 14 seasons.
Right,
Tina Charles,
right, right.
Tina's
Been around a
old.
long time.
Tina,
Yeah,
what?
but she's the only one on the list that don't have a title.
True. Um,
So
the one name on here
uh huh.
that's extremely interesting, and I'm surprised that you didn't mention it, is Brittany Griner. She's a free agent.
Brittany Griner ain't going nowhere.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
a
But I no,
very
no, she's a
interesting
free agent.
name.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're
Because
absolutely right.
she could move,
I mean,
but
yeah, it's possible, but I think that, especially, I think that Phoenix should make every effort to keep her, even
mhm,
especially with what's going on with the NBA side of what's going on in Phoenix. You know what I mean? I think it would be, in their best interest to kind of keep some kind of positive thing going on, and with the
um,
situation surrounding Brittany Griner, you got Tiffany Hayes. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Okay, she was on the suspended list last season, so
yep,
Brittany Sykes, Marina Mabry, you know what I mean? Alicia Clark, you know what I'm saying? Again,
yeah.
like you said, some veterans, you know what I mean? And again, like you said, Brittany Griner is the biggest name on that list, literally and figuratively. But I think that she could sign somewhere else. Like you said, it's conceivable. It's not impossible. You know what I mean? But I just think that would be a hard thing for them to do is to kind of let her walk away, especially right now.
That would be
That's money maker.
terrible.
That's a money maker right there.
Yeah, that would
Brittany
be a
Griner.
terrible
Crazy.
move for Phoenix to let Brittany Griner go, especially now that you have a change in ownership.
Right.
Um, it's a
Right.
great comeback story.
Right.
You know, sports is sports is entertainment.
Nah.
Everyone loves a great story.
Yep.
This right here, this story is the best story for the WNBA right now. This Brittany Griner situation will help the WNBA because it highlights so many of their issues all in
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
The main issue being their salary.
The
Yes,
dinero, the snaps,
their,
the
their
papes, the loot,
salary is
the guap,
that's the number one
the
issue
cream.
because if they was being paid accordingly, then players wouldn't have to outsource themselves to play in foreign countries where they are making way more money than they do in the states.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it will also highlight the need for more teams. You are giving me more games. I appreciate that. I'm loving it. I'm getting 40 games.
Mm-hmm.
I need at least two more teams coming up in this.
And one of them teams
By
being in Philly.
2024, I need at least two more teams. And I would appreciate if one of those teams was in Philly. It could be one in Philly and it could be one in San Francisco. I'm fine with a team being in San
I don't
Francisco.
care. You want
As
to
long
Philly
as
and what
one
is San
team is in
Francisco?
Philly, it's
What
cool.
you
It's
do?
cool. I'm okay with them
Right, right,
going
right.
to San Francisco because I can see an organization like the Warriors having a WNBA team underneath their franchise. That would
Mm-hmm.
be um one of the most ideal spots for a WNBA team to go to would be San Francisco. I think that team would do excellent there.
Right.
I think a team would do excellent in Boston. I think a team would do excellent in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a team would do excellent um, in Dallas, San Antonio, or
Mm-hmm.
Houston. One of those teams. You had the Houston Comets. You
You
had
had the Houston Comets, champions. Yep,
who were champions, three-peat,
absolutely.
one of the best teams in the WNBA that y'all let dissolve. Bring back the Comets. You know, you had a team in Detroit that you let go.
Yep.
And the
Was it the
Detroit
Shock or
Shock.
something like that?
Yeah, Detroit Shock. You let them go away. You had a team in Charlotte, the Sting.
Mm-hmm.
You let them go away.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and when with those teams disappearing, I blame the NBA for that because they wasn't backing those.
Right.
They
Support.
wasn't
Right.
backing
Right.
the
Right. The
NBA
support
like
wasn't
that.
there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I feel like they need to bring these teams back. And I have stated before, I feel like every NBA team should have a WNBA team.
That's true.
No questions asked. Because just like how every college team had got to have a men's and a women's program, I feel like it should be that way in professional also. The NBA should have a WNBA team. Each team should have one. Plain and simple.
Mm. Yeah. So that's where we at right there. So we about to get up out of here. I
Oh, wait a
appreciate
minute.
my Cody. Huh?
Wait a minute. We gotta
Uh
talk
oh. So
about
wait a minute.
we
Wait a
gotta
minute.
talk about
Okay.
Tank.
Oh
We gotta
yeah.
talk about that fight.
Let's talk about Tank. We can't get out of here without talking about that. And your cousin Meek Mills and your other cousin Wallow. Like
Listen,
Jesus Christ, what's going on with these homies? Tank
listen.
Davis. Go
That
ahead.
fight, that fight was really it was a really good fight. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people question Tank, like, can he stand there and take a punch, stand there in the middle of the ring and fight, go blow for blow? But I feel like Tank proved that he could because within the first 5 to 6 rounds, it was a very competitive back and forth
Absolutely. That
exchange
dude was that
between
dude
them
was
two.
bouncing some joints off of Tank's head. Absolutely.
Yeah, Tank was eating them Jones
He was
too.
eating them. That's right.
I
That's
was
right. He
like,
was eating
oh,
them.
like
That's right.
I was like, oh, okay. But then, as we say, after that sixth round, as time progressed, Tank started digging in a little bit more. And that shot that he gave him right before that bell rung in the eighth round, my man sat in the corner. He said, I'm good. He said, I don't need to go back out there no more.
He
He
said,
said, I had enough.
How many hands I got up? You said
He
Tuesday.
said, "What's your name?" He said, "Blue."
But listen, very, very good fight. Um, I would like to see the scorecards up until that point,
Yeah, me
because
too.
up until the point where they kind of had the little delay because the little thing actually was taking place outside the ring or whatever. I would
Hmm.
like to see those scorecards. Again, Tank is one of those dudes, and when I said it just before the opening bell of that fight was he's a slow starter. I
Hmm.
think that again, that kind of again showed itself. But at the end of the day, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And Duke definitely finishes strong.
Yeah,
And I
he
give
did.
it to him. The fight was fought in the middle of the ring. I was talking about that because I was on the show with my man with Fresh. We
Hmm.
was on the block. And I was saying the fight was definitely in the middle of the ring, which I like. Tank stood his ground. That dude had a crazy reach advantage over Tank, but Tank was still
Yeah,
getting in there, landing his shots. And as soon as homie started touching the first dude to touch the ropes is going to lose. And that dude had his back on the ropes, and Tank caught him, and that was all
yeah.
she wrote.
That was
And
all.
now, so that sets up the mega fight between Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. What's your thoughts on that early in the game in this mega matchup?
I mean, is it really a mega fight?
I don't.
Because when I look at Ryan Garcia, I don't have the same feelings I had about him like a couple years ago.
Mhm.
Um, do I think it would be a good fight? It could be. I think Tank will win.
I think Tank is gonna win too.
I think Tank will win. Would Tank knock him out? It's possible he could catch him a couple
I think
times.
Tank could knock
I
him out.
think, yeah, I think he can. Where the ref send it to decision, probably, but I think Tank can knock him out.
I think Tank can knock him out.
I don't think it would be to me. I wouldn't look at that as a super fight because, like I said, I just
Nah,
don't look at
nah,
Ryan the same way
nah.
anymore. But I definitely think Tank can knock him out. You saw that your man Earl Spence is
Right.
fighting Keith
Keith
Thurman.
Thurman. Yeah. Yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah, I think at
Oh,
154, right?
he's not going to get the fight.
He's fighting at 154, right?
154. So,
So they're gonna have all the belts at 154. So what's they gonna do? He's gonna fight. What is he gonna do? Eventually fight Crawford at 154?
are we going to get a Crawford Spence
I
fight?
think we will. I think we will. I think we
Is
will.
it going to be at 150? Like I said, it's going to be at 154. It's going to be a catch weight.
That I
I,
think I don't know. It's becoming very, very convoluted and complicated at this point.
yeah,
Instead of just saying, yo, dude, get in the ring and let's fight. And let's see who got it and who don't.
let's fight
Now
for
you
these
want to go
belts.
through all these, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's
again,
I don't know.
the lighter weights, the Ryan Garcias, the Tank Davises of the world, those guys, they did what they had to do. Now we gotta wait for March. So we'll see what it is. Um, salute to the Philadelphia Eagles for locking down the number one seed in the NFC. Salute to my Tampa Bay Buccaneers for being the garbage football team that you are, 8-9. Salute to Sonny Cruz for
Salute
winning
to
the.
Aaron Rodgers
So yeah, salute to Aaron
for
Rodgers.
not making the playoffs.
Yes, but yeah, there you go. Salute to Aaron Rodgers for not making the playoffs. Right.
Salute to Aaron
Salute to
Rodgers for
Carlos
losing
Correa
to
for going back to Minnesota.
where
Right.
it all began at. That's
Where,
where it all
where it
began
all
at.
where it all began. You know what I'm
They're gonna
saying?
he's circling right
And
back.
salute to you for rocking with Down to In Sports Talk, man. 2023, we gonna do some things. We got some people come chop it up with us. You know what I mean? Me and my co-D over there. You know what I
Yes.
mean? We might be at war after this while. Oh, we gotta do the picks for the games. That's right. Oh, we can't get out of here yet. Wait a minute.
Mm.
Hold it. Hold up. Wait a minute. Are you going to do your picks now, or do you going to
No,
reserve your
I
picks
could
for later
do.
on in the week?
No, I could do my picks now.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So here we go. This is it. This is what we're doing. This is the part of the show that we like. We gonna see where you at and where you ain't at. All right. Saturday we got what we got Saturday. We got Seattle and San Francisco. Seahawks and the Niners
Mm,
in San Francisco.
mm.
Who you got?
Oh man, I'm
Geno
gonna go
Smith,
Seattle. I'm going Seattle.
Reclamation Project. Yada says Seattle.
I'm going with Seattle. I cause like they keep passing this guy Purdy off like he is the second coming of Joe Montana, Steve Young out there.
All right, you could take Seattle or you want. I'm gonna take San Francisco.
I'm gonna take Seattle. I'm gonna go
All right,
Seattle.
that must be your upset special. Saturday night we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Los Angeles Chargers. Who you got?
Let's go Jaguars. Let's go Coach Dougie P.
Dougie P in the place to be. All right.
Let's go Coach
Um,
Dougie P.
Yada says Jacksonville. I'm tempted to pick Jacksonville. They're the hot team right now.
I
They
don't
busted
trust
the
the
chart.
Chargers.
They beat the Chargers. They beat them up earlier in the season.
I don't
Um,
trust the Chargers. Mike Williams is injured again. You know,
Duval County, Jacksonville.
yeah, like
All
I
right. Sunday, 1 o'clock. We got the Miami Dolphins going into Buffalo. Who you got?
Bills all day.
Buffalo all day.
Miami don't even have a quarterback.
You got
They're
Buffalo.
going in with what the kid? What's the kid named Skyler?
Skylar Thompson. Like he
Yeah,
sound like he played forward for Wisconsin or something.
yeah. Like he
Um,
sound like he played for Gonzaga.
Sunday at 4:30, we got the New York Football Giants back in the playoffs, going up to Minnesota. And they played in one of the most exciting games of the season a few weeks back. Who you got?
I got the New York Football Giants.
You got the New York Giants. All right.
Minnesota's to me are pretenders. Even though I feel like the Giants are pretenders too, but I feel like the Giants have a better chance going to Minnesota and winning. I don't believe in the Vikings.
I'm going to take Minnesota. I trust Kirk Cousins more than I trust Daniel Jones. Even though Daniel Jones, made some real good progress this season. I trust
Hmm.
Kirk Cousins in that game. Um, Sunday night, Baltimore Ravens at Cincinnati. Who you got?
The Bengals.
Lamar's back.
I don't trust it. I think he's rushing to come back because he put himself in a terrible situation by not having a contract. Each game that he's missed, millions is being deducted from his contract.
Literally.
Um, so I'm going to go with the Bengals. It's going to take it.
Cincinnati. All right. I'm going to take Cincinnati as well. Um, Monday night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Who you got?
Tampa. I would never pick the Cowboys to win anything.
He said, I don't care if the Cowboys was playing.
I don't
Little
care if
sisters
the
of the
Cowboys are
poor.
playing my high school football team. I would never pick the Cowboys.
Buck Nation
That's
all
something
day.
that's it. I would never pick the Cowboys. And that's probably my personal downfall is that I would never pick the Cowboys. Probably what had me in fifth place doing the picks because I won't ever pick the Cowboys. I don't
I hear
care
you.
who they're playing. But
I hear you.
I feel like this game I feel like Tom Brady's gonna come through. Tom Brady owns the Cowboys. For some reason, he always finds
Yeah,
a
and that's
way
yeah,
to
yeah.
beat the Cowboys. It's crazy. It's mind blowing to me that he finds a way to beat the Cowboys. And to me, I feel like the Cowboys are going to do what the Cowboys do best, which is get in their own way.
Mm.
And I think this is going to be the nail that breaks the camel's back for Mike McCarthy till you finally get out of Dallas. I think this would be the perfect reason for Jerry Jones to fire Mike McCarthy to bring in Sean Payton. It's just right there in front of them. You know how Jerry
You
is.
better get to him. You better
Jerry,
get to him before we get to him.
Jerry
You better get to
Jones
him before
is
we get to him.
look. You know how Jerry Jones think. You know he's super
Mm-hmm.
greedy. So you telling me that I can bring in Sean Payton? I just gotta get rid of Mike McCarthy. Cool. We lose this playoff game. He will have every right to do so, and nobody will second guess it. You know, nobody will be like, "Oh, well, why would he fire Mike McCarthy?" Well, why not? We
Why
haven't won a
not?
playoff game
Why not?
in 20 some odd years. Like, why not? Yes. So
Right.
I'm picking Tampa to win. I think Tom Brady has one more game in him until he comes to Philadelphia.
Yeah,
And
that's gonna be. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Um, that week, Yada Bear won't be on the show. That.
well, I'll definitely be here for that.
Yada Bear won't be on the show that
Okay,
week.
I'll be in the full
Yeah,
full
we go. Yeah,
uniform.
it's gonna go down. It's gonna definitely go down. The Bucks and the Eagles. I'm gonna talk my ish about how we closed down the vet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're doing our Super Bowl run and all that. But
yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be good. But yeah, wild card weekend always exciting.
yeah.
Um, my thing is on Saturday. I'm like, well, damn, why they just can't start the games at like 1 o'clock or something? Why they gotta wait till
Yeah, why
4:30?
4
I mean,
yeah, why so late?
why so late?
And
But
my
that's
thing also too, I don't like games on Mondays during playoffs because I
yeah.
feel like each team should have same time to prepare.
Mhm.
So say y'all play Sunday, y'all win. What we gonna play Monday or Sunday? Like
Or Saturday.
or Saturday. Like you're gonna have a short week, a regular
Hmm.
week,
Hmm.
or a
Hmm.
long week. So
Hmm.
them having a game on Monday, it kind of throws off the timing. Like I can see, all right, 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday.
Right.
Why we need a
Right.
Monday game? I don't need a
Right.
Monday game at all.
So they could call it a super wild card weekend.
Yeah, I don't need it. It could be super on for Saturday and Sunday.
Right. That's
I
right.
don't need a game on Monday.
And they got to get all the networks,
And
and they got to involve all the networks.
yeah, so it's
So
I don't know, but
yeah, so we're gonna ride out on that note, man. Data and Sports Talk Tuesday nights, 8-ish, till we decide that we want to shut it down. That's my
yes,
part, my Code D in the building over there, Yada Bear, Eagles fan extraordinaire, and all of that. And you know what it be over here, left-handed RM desk. Get at me on Twitter, you know the
oh yeah,
vibes.
NFC East
Um,
champions,
yeah, you know, you know, yeah, okay,
champions,
good, yeah, champion, yeah.
champions. Look at that.
And on
Love
that
it.
note, we're
Love
gonna
it.
get up we're
Got
gonna
the
get up out of
Super
here.
Bowl
Salute
shirt
to
on.
everybody that rocks out with us. Look at this. Salute to everybody that rocks out with us, man. Again, take a good look at Yada Bear. She might not be on the show next week because
Champions.
yo, don't go nowhere, yo. We're about to get up out of here, man. Salute. Thanks to everybody that rocks out with us, man. Get your picks in Saturday, 3 o'clock. All right,
Yes.
Kia. That's for you. Get your picks in, man.
Get your
You know
picks
the
in
vibe. You know what I mean? Get your picks in. Salute to
before
Sunny
three
Cruz,
o'clock.
man. I'm gonna get your information, man, so I can shoot you your trophy, man. I'm gonna need pictures so everybody can see. You know what I mean? So again, thanks to everybody who rocked out with us. Another successful year, and don't stop. The playoffs are coming down. Salute to my man Slate. Salute to Sean Strong. Salute to Sonny Cruz. Salute to Twin Rob. Salute to Twin Fred. Salute to who was the homie that got with us early in the season that you brought to the group?
Oh, as yeah, she came
Salute,
through.
salute.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And everybody that got down with us, even if you only played 1 week, you still got down with us. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we out. We'll holler at y'all next week. You already know the vibes. And have a good week. And make sure you get the batteries for the remote. Somebody ordered the chicken wings. All right.
Get them ready. Get them ready.
And get the other stuff delivered, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we'll holler at y'all next week, man. Down at Sports Talk. We out. Peace. Shout out once again, Penwood High School.
Yes.
Coach Mo Boykins.
Yes.
Yeah, I see. Yes. Yeah, we out, yo. Peace.